One of the many wonderful things that I love about Jesus is his inherent independence. But unlike most other independent people, he wasn't distant and closed to relationships. I've met a number of independently minded people, and I've generally found them to be unresponsive to friendship when it's offered. Maybe it's because their independence is a product of distrust of people. When independence is a product of distrust, it produces insularity. And then we get the opposite phenomenon of the person who is very trusting of others and becomes over-reliant on them. The reason being that their trust is a product of insecurity. Both these types are ruled by fear. The first by fear of people, and the second by fear of self. But Jesus is perfection, and he knows no fear. He has true independence that is a product of strength and conviction. And because the source is pure, he doesn't hide away from people. Instead, being free of fear, he is able to trust people even when he knows that they are weak and liable to let him down. Let me give an illustration of the wonderfully balanced nature of Jesus. Everything perfectly composed. In Mark chapter 6, verse 45 following, he sends his disciples back across the Sea of Galilee while he stays behind and goes up into the mountains of Gilead to pray. After an incredibly busy day of travel, ministry, prayer, serving, fellowship with his closest friends, this independent hero, yes, hero, retires into the dark loneliness of the mountains, alone, to pray in those mountains. Yet in Gethsemane, he doesn't shun friendship because of some false idea that he must be strong and alone. No, he asks 8 of his disciples to stand guard and watch with him, and the 3 closest to be right at hand whilst he prays. In other words, Jesus needs them, and is not afraid to say so. Jesus was strong and vulnerable all at the same time. How they must have loved him. When King Messiah returns, he will call us by name and say something like, "I'm glad you're here.